So this is a sped up version of a live I did in my VIP showing off 4 of the liquid lids, the liquid eyeshadows that Gel Moment just launched. So I'm going in first with Pretty Little Thing and I'm patting it on my brush and then I'm dabbing the brush onto my lid and then I'm going to be using sweeping circular kind of motions to blend it in because I want a more matte look than a more metallic look. I'll be doing the same thing with Cafe au Lait, also keeping it there in my crease just as a transition shade because we're going to be going in later with Plum Up on my outer corner just to give it a really bold kind of look. So again, you're just putting it onto the brush first and then the brush will put it onto your lid. Now I'm going in with Plum Up more on my outer corner and I'm just going to kind of buff that into my crease and on my lower, like my lower lid, just to kind of have a more bold look because I have a very different aesthetic than a lot of people using these, I find. So I was trying to show a different way of using these liquid eyeshadows than someone else would be using because there's already going to be a ton of other videos on YouTube. So I figured out may as well do something different. So what we joked about in my VIP is use a little, because you can always add more. You can't take away. And if you add too much, you're going to get a big bold color that maybe you didn't want. So go very slow, very lightly, just adding a little bit at a time. That way you can go in once it dries, which is super quick. You can add more. That way it's not boom in your face, as I was saying there, especially with Plum Up. So because maybe I wanted a little bit more of a bold look, I was applying Plum Up to my finger and now I'm adding it just to the outer corner and then I buff that out. I just wanted a little bit more color metallic kind of look there just so that it blended more seamlessly with Whimsical, which I'm going to be putting on my inner quarter. And I'm using the brush just to cut. I'm doing a half cut crease. And what I realized was that I didn't have a steady enough hand to do that. So I do blend it out so it's not a half cut crease anymore, but it cut through the shadow really, really nicely. They are fairly opaque. You could do another coat on top of it after it dries if you wanted, but basically what you see is I was blending it out with my finger and then I went in with the brush just to blend it out just a little bit more. I then added Whimsical to my brush and I'm adding it to the inner corner of my eye as well as under my brow bone just to use it as highlight because I was telling my chat that they could use it that way. We also decided to finish the look with Confidence Mascara. We did the waterline and we used Pretty Persuasive, the liquid lipstick, and this look looks really good all together. And after we finished that, we're like, wait, what if we use one of the liquid eyeshadows as a highlight on my lips? So then what we decided to go and do was add Pretty Little Thing on top of Pretty Persuasive, so it's a nice like pinky kind of highlight, and I just blended it in with my finger and then I blended it also just rubbing my lips together. And as you can see with my face, I was very pleased with myself. It turned out really, really nicely. What I did notice is that it kind of dried, so your lips are a little dry. And then my chat wanted to know if we could use it as highlight. So I applied it to my finger, applied it onto my cheekbone, realized I had way too much, so that I buffed it out with my highlighter brush, and it actually looks really good. So this is the final look, and I gotta say, I'm really pleased.